All right, we still haven't gotten that displacement. Okay, so I'll be patient until I see that displacement move. But again, let's look how this candle closes on the 5 minute. And if we form this 5 minute order block, might look to start taking it long. My bias today is bullish. My bias is bullish overall until we hit some of our sell side liquidity levels, right? We hit this high up here at 18,350, 350.75, and then we hit that consequent encroachment of our 4 hour and of our weekly. Okay, so those are the levels I'm kind of looking for here. And now I'm just waiting for the right setup. Right, we could honestly pump at any moment. Let's see. I do want to start looking for the longs. I do also don't want to get in too overextended, right? And look what we did here. Look how we formed this 5 minute fair value gap below an order block. Remember, price will often try to target that. But right now at market open, I expect price to just kind of pump. I don't really expect too much retracement. So I mean, yeah, you could get in the longs. Right now we're too high for me to get an entry. Too up there for me to get an entry, but longs are still looking very solid. And again, I would take them up, to the base of this 4 hour fair value gap and possibly up to that liquidity level. But for now, I'm not really getting offered any opportunity yet because we've pumped. Right, this is right where I wanted to get in. I expected this pump to happen, but I'm going to keep being patient. Just wait for that setup. Okay, don't need to rush it. Don't need to rush. So basically what I'm waiting for is that first left behind fair value gap order block on the 1 minute. Right, we have this order block down here on the 1 minute. We're trying to form a fair value gap here. Right, so I'm kind of waiting for that retracement, and then for me to be able to take that long. Right, remember the only reservation here on this trade is not waiting for 5 minute displacement. And also because we have this fair value gap down here that price could retrace to, but I don't really expect too much retracement here. I kind of expect price to just continue to pump. Okay, but now I'm just looking for the right entry. If I get in up here, my risk is awful, right? I don't like that risk. I don't really have a good place to put my stop. That's why I wanted to get an entry more down here, right? At least to be able to keep my stop beneath these lows. Okay, if you got an entry, I mean, you're pretty much chilling in this trade right now. Right, and that's, like I said, I would hold it all the way up to the 4 hour fair value gap and then up to the high, right, about 150 ticks or so, depending on what your entry was, if you got in. I'm obviously not in this trade. Okay, but I'm still looking for that entry, waiting for that level that I can get in off of. Right, we formed this 1 minute fair value gap here, overlapping an order block. That could be a solid entry point. This could be a solid entry point if we retrace down to here. We have this 1 minute order block, fair value gap overlapping. Right, that would be an entry I'd look to take. I could keep my stop below this low at 50 ticks. To me, that risk would be very good. At least a 2-to-1 for that first TP I would look for. Alright, so now I'm just kind of waiting, gonna be patient, wait for that entry. If I do start seeing a reaction off this 1 minute, that's when I would start looking for longs. Let's say this 5 minute drops super aggressively though. Let's say we drop way too aggressively. I will probably wait to get an entry until I see that 5 minute candle and 15 minute candle close. Right, but right now I'm expecting this to continue long. This could be another entry in the longs here with that 1 minute order block forming. Right, it's a more aggressive, more risky entry. But again, we see those little 1 minute order blocks form and then we see price pump. So that could have been another entry here. I'm just waiting for that A+ setup. Waiting for that A+ setup. I want to get a solid entry to where I can keep my stop, at least beneath these lows here. All right, we've got about 1 minute left on our 5 and 15 minute candles, which are going to help us really understand where this market's going to go. Like I said, if this 5 minute closes above this order block, I think we'll keep pumping. 15 minute closes above these highs, we're going to keep pumping. So that's what I'm waiting for, right? This would be an ideal entry for me down here on the 1 minute. If we start to see a bounce off this level, again, if we're pushing through it way too aggressively, you're not going to see me get an entry. But if we come into this and we start bouncing, I'll get that entry in the longs. All right, so let's see what happens here. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're not touching into it. Okay, we're about to close this 5 minute. Right, and I want to see this 5 minute close above. I want to see this 5 minute close above, and then this 5 minute order block becomes an entry level. Okay, we barely displaced. We barely displaced there on the 5 minute. This is when I start looking for my entry. Okay, I just got an entry there, guys. I just got an entry. Just got an entry half a lot, 18.32175. So a little bit higher than I wanted, but again, I was waiting for that reaction. So what I'll do is I'll just keep my stop down at 50 ticks below that 1 minute, 18.30925. Okay, and we'll see if we can get that continued pump through. All right, so I'm gonna keep my stop below. Looking to take TP up here around 80 ticks on the entry of that fair value gap. And if we start to pump again, that's when I'll add into a full. All right, but we got to see that reaction continue, right? That's not the reaction I wanted to see off that 1 minute. We kind of failed to keep going. So we'll see. If we start to pump again, I'll add into a full. I'll let you know if I add. Kind of still waiting, still waiting. Alright, I'm going to add into a full here. I'm going to add into a full. Entry just moved up even more, up to 2.3. So I'll move my stop up, keep it at 50 ticks below, but at 18.31050 will be my stop. It's a good pump so far. Let's see if we can get that follow through now. There we go. Alright, so you could look for first TP around 1 to 1, which would be 50 ticks. I'm going to hold for first TP up to the entry of that 4 hour, which is about 76 ticks, up at 18.342. Alright, but we got to see follow through. We're not seeing that follow through just yet. But I like that we traded into the 5 minute order block into that 1 minute fair value gap, and we started to pump. So 18.342 is my first TP level. That's my first TP level. So we're kind of stalling right now, right? We're not getting that follow through. But again, my convictions are there. You know, I'll move my stop up just a little bit, probably 45 ticks now, just below that 1 minute busy, 18.31175. Right, just kind of mitigating my risk here. And then we'll see if we can get that pump. Look at how we closed on the 15 minute, guys. That's a crazy strong displacement candle. We obviously could come back down and try to retrace into this high here, but I want to see us at least go up to that 4 hour, at least touch that 4 hour time frame and the 4 hour imbalance. There we go. Okay, we're almost at our first TP. Let's see how many ticks we've hit. That's already a 1 to 1 there, so if you guys wanted to take that profit, we hit 51 ticks. Okay, I'm going to keep holding up to 76 ticks. That's a good pump, but again, we've hit a 1 to 1. So if you guys want to take that profit, you could take it. I'm waiting for us to touch into that imbalance. But yeah, you could move it to break even as well. I'm thinking about doing that. I'll probably just move my stop up a little bit. Yeah, I'll move my stop to break even at this point. I'm going to move my stop to break even now. And we're almost at that first TP here. Getting pretty close. We've now hit 64 ticks. 64 ticks on this so far. We're about to hit our first TP. Let's see if we can get there. Obviously, you guys can take that first TP already if you want. You don't have to wait. If we start to stall a little bit, right, I'll probably just take it. All right, first TP just got hit. Stops already at break even. Now I'm going to see if this one will keep running up to that liquidity level. Right, might take full TP up here at 111 ticks. But again, you could take full TP now, right, because we are touching into that 4-hour imbalance. We could see a reaction, but I see so much momentum to the upside that I'm willing to let this one run for a little bit. I might take full TP up at this high though. I'll probably take full TP at 111 ticks. I'm just going to start trailing my stop into profit a little bit. Alright, so I just moved my stop up to 18.32925. So my stop is now here. Remember guys, you could take your full TP because we are reacting off of this imbalance. Okay, but I'm moving my stop into profit. We still have that breakaway fair value gap here that we could see price come into and then pop one more time. So, but yeah, feel free to take that full TP. I mean, we hit 102 ticks so far, and we're seeing that dump off that 4-hour fair value gap, right? So that's why I said that's why we took our first TP up here, right? Because we could definitely see a reaction. But that's a nice reaction off our 1-minute breakaway fair value gap. I mean, so far, very good trade. Even if I do get stopped out in profit, still a great trade. Taking first TP at 76 ticks is always solid. Always solid. So let's see if we can get that continuation to the upside. I'll take my full TP at 111 ticks. I'll call it a day. 18,350.75. Is that full TP level? Yeah, we were obviously very close to that already, so we'll see what happens here. My stop's in profit. We're pretty close to my stop, but yeah, if we're going to see that continuation, we need to see a reaction off this 1-minute fair value gap at this point. Yeah, I mean, that's a great trade for a Friday for sure. Let's see if we get stopped in profit. Either way, I'm happy. I'm happy either way. Okay, about to get stopped, about to get stopped. About to get stopped. Alright, I got stopped in profit there. Yeah, solid trade there, guys. Pretty solid trade. 76 ticks for our first TP. I like it. Again, this could still be a re-entry point here if we bounce from that fair value gap. I would even think about getting a re-entry, honestly. We'll see, though. I would go a lot lighter, so I'm not risking a lot of my profits, right? But I would need to see that strong reaction. Let's look at the 15-minute again. Look at how we've reacted off that 4-hour, right? So, I'll probably be patient. But yeah, guys, who got that trade with me? Pretty nice way to end the week, huh? I mean, I'm still gonna look for something, but there we go. Everybody's winning. Everybody's winning. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, guys. So I mean, on the week, that's 4 winning days, 1 break even, right? In our market open sessions. So pretty solid week. Again, in the past 3 weeks since we've started this, since I've started this Discord, we have had 15 trading days. We've had 12 winning days, 2 losing, and 1 break even, right? Yeah, and literally it's just because, guys, we've waited for A+ setups every single session, right? Our only 2 losing days were when NQ had terrible price action, right? Those are our only 2 losing days in the past 3 weeks, right? So when we have good price action, smooth, a smooth market, it's just like our levels are playing out, right? And that's why I always recommend not to trade those bad market conditions, because you could be an amazing trader and you could still get eaten up by those conditions. Look, we traded back down here, kind of almost touching off that 5-minute again. All right, probably would wait to take any kind of re-entry because of that reaction we're seeing. Look how right when we touch into that 4-hour fair value gap, We bounce, right? We haven't taken that liquidity yet. I do want to see us go up and target that liquidity. But again, probably going to wait on that. Probably going to wait on that. That's a pretty strong bearish candle here. 5-minute candle's about to close. We got news in 6 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, you are correct. Oh yeah, we got that red folder news. So yeah, I'll stay out of the market. I'll stay out of the market. We don't need to be trading the news on a Friday or in general. Wait for that news to happen. I'll wait for that news to happen. Yeah, so in 5 minutes we have that release. That was a perfect TP level, right? Almost kind of wish I just took full TP there. But again, hindsight 2020. Hindsight 2020. Still caught a great trade on that. 76 ticks. I'll take it. I'll take that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so 5 minutes till that news release. We see this 5-minute order block still down here. Again, I'm not going to get in the market right now while we have, while the market's preparing for news. We'll see I do want to watch and see what the news does, right? What the reaction in the market is. And possibly look for one more trade. Again, I'm not going to be greedy today. If I do take a trade, I will only be risking a little bit of my profit. Again, the typical, right? This is not, I'm going to do air quotes, right? This is not financial advice. But typically what people will say is some people will only risk 1% of their account a day. Some people will risk more like 3 to 5%. And that just depends on the trades you're taking, how many trades you're taking, what kind of trader you are. Right, so that doesn't give you a lot of room. And that's why these prop firms are kind of dangerous for people, because people will risk 20, 30, 50% of their account on one day or one trade. And then once, they have a live account, then they keep those same habits, and then they end up blowing thousands and thousands of dollars because they're risking all of their money in one day or 2 days or 1 week, right? So that's why I always recommend just to try to stay within your means, keep that risk where it should be. I mean, personally, I wouldn't. You have how much drawdown? 3,000 with 2 minis. So basically, if you took 3 losses with 100 ticks, yeah, you would be done. I would say 2 minis is a little too much. I would just trade micros, and honestly, you could still trade 10 micros, right? But I would always be starting off with half a lot, right? Like maybe even your max is 8 micros. I wouldn't mess around with 2 minis when you only have $3,000 in drawdown, because that'll get you quick. That will get you very quick. So I would recommend trading micros. And again, people are all like turned off of the idea of micros. But guys, if you guys don't understand this concept, think about it this way. You can easily, with micros, you can easily make $200 plus a day, right? That's if you're consistent, if you're taking the right trades, right? But let's say you made $250 a day for 3 days out of the week, right? So I'm trying to be realistic here. Okay, so that puts you at 750. Say you lose 250 on the other days, that puts you at 500 a week. Times 4 is $2,000, right? That's $2,000 a month. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but just think about an extra $2,000 in your bank account with your other job or whatever else you do for a living, and it's just supplemental income at that point. And then, if you can build that consistency with micros, I'm telling you, that's when you start building up your savings, you start building up, your trading account, whatever, and then you can start to kind of trade a little bit more the more money you have, right? But if you're trying to gamble everything right now, but you don't have the money to do that, it's just not, like, I don't think that's a great idea, right? I don't think that's a great idea, personally. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, right? This is, you know, you got to do what you got to do. At the end of the day, you're putting the risk. It's all your risk and you know, how much money you want to risk and everything. I'm just trying to tell you kind of my mindset on what I do, right, and what I look at. And then you can make that educated decision on what you want to do. So that's the way I see it. It's just about building good habits, guys. Building that discipline so that no matter how much money you're trading with, you continue those good habits. All right, news just got released. Let's see what happens here. Make sure you guys don't have any stop loss or limit orders in the market, right? No, we're not in any trade right now. We already took the longs. Make sure you guys don't have any limit orders or anything sitting in the market to where you get caught in a trade that you didn't want to be in. Okay, we're coming down. All right, we kind of have this 15-minute. We have a 15-minute, what do you call it? Bullish breaker as well. Right up here, that 5-minute bullish breaker. Right, so I could see, you know, it just depends on what the news is, but we could see price come down into that breaker again and then continue to pump. Right, but this is very volatile. I'm not going to look to risk my profits after taking a great trade, right? And just off of a crazy news release. It's difficult, right? So with two cons, it can be very difficult, 2 micros to make $200 a day. That was one of the reasons, like I said, I don't like the Top Step XFAs, is because of that. That's one of the only reasons I don't like them. Because so if you're getting 50 cents a tick, right, you divide that 200 by 50, that means you have to catch like 400 ticks, right? Which makes it, or no, sorry, it's $1, so you have to catch 200 ticks. My math was wrong there. So yeah, it can be difficult for sure. It can be difficult because, you know, 200 ticks at the end of the day, right? You're not going to always get that every single day. We can aim for getting 200 ticks a day, but it's hard. So that's the one reason I don't like using Top Step for their XFAs. I know their new Top Step X isn't like that. But yeah, you just kind of have to, you know, play it to where you're just going slow. You know, just keep playing it slow. Keeping your risk, you know, pretty good to where you can hold a trade, right? If you can catch that breakout move, you know, you could easily catch 200 ticks a day, right? You could do that as long as your strategy and you understand the market. You understand if it's going to be an expansion day. You know, you could catch 200 ticks on multiple trades or even on one trade. You just have to be very good with your risk. Very good with your risk. Yeah, I used to use FFN. They keep reaching out to me. Maybe I should partner with them. I've been thinking about it. Whatever their platform is, I didn't really enjoy using their platform. I'm just very picky. Very picky with what I trade, you know, what I trade on. And some people aren't. Some people don't really care. But like, if I don't feel comfortable with my platform I'm using, right, then that's just one thing that kind of gets in the way of my trading, right? Kind of gets in the way of my mental focus. But yeah, FFN's good. They're good. They have good rules. Their ownership team is cool. I haven't used them in a long time. That's because they didn't offer Tradeovate. I don't think they do. Can we trade more than 2 cons on 50K account? Yes, you can. On Top Step X, they don't have a limit. Or there is a limit, but it's not 2 cons. You can trade more. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. I just opened up an account with TopStep, so I haven't really traded it yet. But I do want to test out that software, kind of see what it's like. So I don't know. I haven't passed an account on there yet. I just opened up an account, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know all their rules just yet. Again, look at that bounce we're getting off the 15-minute here, off the 5-minute, off of VWAP. We come down to that fair value gap on the 5, on the 15, right? But again, we do have news, but sometimes news will just push us towards our levels quicker. I'm not going to hop in any trades just yet because we are seeing strong bearish momentum, but I would still want to see price continue to the upside, right? Overall, I'd want to see the longs continue, but this news might drive us down further. So I'm going to continue to be patient. But I would expect us to continue to pump through these highs again. That's what I would look for. Look at that reaction off the 15 and off the 5-minute, right? Still respecting those levels. So I'm still expecting a pump, but I'm not going to hop into anything just yet. See, but with 20, if you can do 20 micros, to me that's so much better because now you can trade, like, you could trade 10 micros, you could trade 12, you could trade 6, whatever, instead of only having to trade 2 micros. Kind of whack to me, right? Which I'm not against 2 micros. I think it's still okay to do that, if especially like to scale correctly. But yeah, sometimes it can be kind of annoying when you have this amazing trade and you like, oh, I just want to scale up 2 more micros, get up to 4 micros for my full lot, and you can't do that. It can be a little frustrating. But it's still possible. It's obviously still possible. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we're still seeing price a little volatile with this news, kind of waiting for it to chill, kind of waiting for us to pick that direction. That's with TopStep X. Or is that just a normal Express? Looks like TopStep X. Because I think normal Express account, right? Isn't it only to like 1,000? Or is it to 15? It is to 1,500. That's right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So right now I'm just gonna keep waiting here, wait for that continued reaction to the upside. Right, if we continue to see a pump, I will start looking for longs one more time, but right now we're not seeing that just yet. We're not seeing that just yet. Okay. Let's see that 4-hour close, bouncing off that imbalance. We'll see if this 1 hour wants to get a reaction off this hourly bullish order block. Right? But at the end of the day, we're in profit, so I'm not gonna risk my profit, right? I'll risk maybe a little bit of my profit for one more trade, but that's only if we see a very solid setup. Okay, we already caught a great trade, 76 tick first TP, and then getting stopped in profit. Right, I'm chilling in profit right now. Right, so I won't risk much if I do take another trade. See, this price action looks like we're trying to continue to the downside on the 1 minute, creating that fair value gap, trading up into it, bouncing back down. Kind of waiting to see. This 15 and 5 minute will be very crucial to what happens next. I mean, we look like we're trying to really head back down here. So I just want to wait to see how this 5 minute closes. All right, see if this 5 minute still respects that breaker, or if it's going to come down and close below. Yeah, that 1 minute we formed that fair value gap up here, that displacement fair value gap. We trade up into it, we come back down. So I'm just kind of waiting, right? We've got like 1 more minute left on this 5 minute candle. So I would like to see how the 5 minute closes. All right, if this 5 minute closes down below the breaker with strong displacement to the downside, I probably won't be looking for longs anymore. But if we continue, you know, we still have this 15 minute as well. I still expect price to try to continue back to the highs, but really got to wait for that confirmation here. Waiting for that confirmation, just kind of seeing, you know, we've got 20 seconds, so I want to see how this 5 minute candle closes. We obviously still have this imbalance here, so we could still close below this breaker and still see reaction back up, but this is a pretty strong move down off of news, right? And this always happens with news releases where we see that instant reaction where price goes one way, but pretty often we'll see price reverse once the actual news is like read by people. Once people start actually figuring out what that news was, then we see, okay, now we'll see that continuation to that downside, or we're going to see a reversal once people realize the news wasn't too bad, right, so forth. So that 5 minute closed below that level, so we displaced that 5 minute bullish breaker. 5 minute bullish breaker has been displaced, but we still have this fair value gap down here on the 5 and the 15. All right, 5 minute busy here. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, pretty strong 15 minute candle here, guys. Pretty strong 15 minute candle to the downside. Right, if we do get a continuation to the downside, we continue to see this bearish displacement, you know, I might look to catch shorts all the way back down to our lows. But again, I need to see strong displacement. I need to see our bullish levels completely displaced, right? Because we still have respected these levels. So until we kind of break through those, you won't see me getting into any trade just yet. Right, and I'm completely okay with not taking any more trades today. Completely okay with it. I'm in profit. You know, I won't be upset if we don't get another trade opportunity here. Still looking for one. Obviously, we see these shorts coming in now. Looks like these shorts want to continue all the way down to our London and Asia low right now. We'll see. Maybe just grabbing these little levels of liquidity. So we'll find out. All right, no entries right now. We do have this 5 minute still up here, all right, which is why I'm still waiting to see if this 5 minute continues to get displaced, inversing that gap, inversing that fair value gap, creating this 15 minute BPR up here. All right, if that's the case, and we see that strong displacement, I might look for shorts to come down to these liquidity levels down here. Oh, nice. Nice. Do you know, in a quick summary, what the news was? What they said about the news? If you can type out like a, I'm assuming it was negative. I haven't looked into it. All right, so guys, that news that we had that just came out was that consumer sentiment. Right, red folder, consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, right? So we had a few different things, right? And if those two things come out negative, we're gonna see the market dump, right? Which right now kind of looks like that's what's happening. Okay, so we've got about a minute and a half left on this 15 minute and 5 minute candle. Remember, these little breakaway fair value gaps with order blocks are pretty decent entries here. All right, this little 1 minute fair value gap, trade up into it, we react, take it short, back down to these lows. Oh wow, yeah, that's some pretty negative news there. Pretty negative news. Let's see. I do want to wait to see how this 15 minute candle closes. Remember, I'm not going to just jump into the shorts. We have 1 minute left, so if we do trade back up and still respect this 15-minute imbalance and 5-minute imbalance, not really going to be looking for the shorts. But if we start to react off this 1 minute, you might look, I might start to take the shorts here. All the way down to these lows, possibly down to these. We'll see though. We got to see a strong reaction first. Might want to wait for this candle to close. All right, we've got about 30 seconds. I've never traded Forex before, but I know that ICT says these concepts do translate to Forex pairs. But I've never traded Forex. I'm more of a futures guy myself. All right, I might start looking to take shorts here, guys. All right, I just got an entry in the shorts there. I just got an entry in the shorts. I just got in half a lot. I'm not going to risk too much. 18,26875 is my entry. Okay, I'll just have a stop above the high 45 ticks, but we saw that displacement candle now. So 880 is going to be my stop, 280. I'm just going to keep this, half a lot size. Probably look to take profit once we break these lows down here. Down at like 85 ticks. Obviously, you could take, we already hit 35 ticks. You could take your profit at 45, 50 ticks if you want. We're not seeing that continuation. We're seeing that kind of fake out candle now. So I will look to mitigate my risk here. If we start to pump, I'll just get out before we hit my stop. Or we're just going to go up and hit it already. We'll see what happens, right? That's why I only went in half a lot. And, wow, that was very close to hitting my stop. Might get stopped out here. All right, so I got stopped. Got stopped in half a lot. But look, guys, I was willing to take that because of that strong displacement move. Okay, now we're kind of touching back into that. We're touching into that inverse 5 minute. We can still see these shorts come back in. But that's a pretty strong fake out candle there. That wick down, right? We hit 35 ticks of profit and then we pump back up. So now I'll wait a little bit. Maybe see if we get a reaction off VWAP. But this will probably be my last trade. If I do take another trade, it'll be my last one. Win or lose, it'll be my last trade. Right, but we had that, order block form, 1 minute fair value gap. Price displaces the lows, displaces all of our bullish fair value gaps. And then we start to dump, get an entry, and then just reverses right on us. So, it happens. Only risked a little bit on that trade. Not upset. Okay, we got this liquidity resting down here. We created somewhat of an equal low with this one, right? If we start to react again, off this 5 minute inverse, right, I'll probably start to look to take it short one more time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That 5 minute candle is kind of keeping me from wanting to get in the shorts just yet. Just because we opened here and we pumped back up, possibly creating a fair value gap up above on the 5. So we'll see. I'm not going to rush into anything else. Just going to wait for a good setup. Don't want to get faked out again. But I still like that setup, guys. I know it was at the bottom of this range, but we still haven't taken out that liquidity below. So, willing to take that setup. I still think we're trying to target that sell side liquidity right now. So I'm just kind of waiting, We'll see if we do want to come down and take it. After seeing these levels displaced, guys, I do think we're going to continue down to the lows. All right, that's a pretty strong drop. So, you could get another entry up here. I'm going to wait for another entry. I don't want to get caught in another fake out here. But, you could get an entry off of that 5 minute inverse, 1 minute fair value gap. Right, I just don't like that fake out candle we saw here. But we might see price continue to drop from here. Okay, I'm just going to wait because of this 5 minute candle. Right, especially if we form a 5 minute order block right here. We have that fair value gap above. We might go target that first before we head back down, right? So I'm going to be patient here. We only have 1 minute left on this 5 minute candle, so I'm willing to see how it closes. Again, you could get a short entry if you want. we still have that structure to the downside. We still could easily drop from here. So if you want to get it, right, I would be targeting this low for profit, and then possibly this low down here for profit. Look at that drop. There it is. I don't know if anybody got that entry, but that first TP just hit. That first TP just hit from where I was talking about. And we're almost at that next TP level. Almost at that next TP level here. My mouse is bugging out on me here. There we go. Yeah, so that first TP hit, if you guys got in that trade, next TP would be down here at this low. And then the next TP, if you wanted to keep holding it, would be down at this low, right, so forth. Yeah, I mean, that's that trade I was looking for. I don't know if anybody took it. I didn't get in on it. I was waiting. So that 5-minute closed, another strong displacement candle. Yeah, I mean, I would expect this one to probably keep going down to all of our liquidity levels down below. So now I'll be waiting for another retracement move, right? Maybe into this 1 minute fair value gap here. Wait for that reaction, and then catch it down, possibly all the way down to London low. I don't know. Is anybody holding this trade? Is anybody still in that original trade we were in? Or did anybody get a re-entry? There we go. Dang, okay, we got some people that were still in that trade. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that, we just hit that next TP level. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Another win for you guys. Not for me, but for you guys. There we go. Nice. Yep, call it a day after that. Call it a day after that. That's some nice profits to take into the weekend. Alright, I'll be looking for this fair value gap here for one more entry. Catch it down to London low. And call it a day. Then call it a day. We'll see if I even get the chance to. We'll see if I get the chance. That would be my last entry I'd be looking for. We just keep running though. I might not even get a chance. I might not get a chance here to get an entry, which is okay. I don't mind. But if we do, I'll look to execute that trade. Remember, what I would be waiting for is for us to touch into that fair value gap here and get a strong reaction off of it back down, right? Strong reaction off of it. Not if we're pumping through aggressively. You won't see me enter. Okay, I need to see a very strong reaction for me to want to get that entry. Okay, look, we grab liquidity, and now we start to pump. All right, so I need to see that confirmation that we're going to keep dropping. All right, before I would enter into another short. We just barely touched into that fair value gap, so we'll see what happens. We might want to push up into it a little bit more. Okay, I'll let you know if I get another entry. Again, I'll just get in half a lot again. I won't get in a full position. Alright, I'm not going to get entry in the shorts if we're pumping through super aggressively, right? But if we start to react back down, that's when I would look for that entry. But we just swept liquidity, so I want to be careful, right? We obviously see right after we sweep liquidity, we don't displace that low and we pump. Right, so that's why I'm going to be cautious here and wait for that reaction first before I get any kind of entry. Yeah, look at that. After we grab liquidity, we pump all the way back up. So I'm gonna continue with this patience. All right, if we start to get an aggressive drop, I'll look for one more entry, but until then, you won't see me getting an entry. Patience, patience, patience here. Yeah, pretty awesome way to end the week, huh? There we go, Shosky. That's what I'm talking about. I know, we just barely went up, grabbed my stop, and then dump. Dump. I was thinking about getting that re-entry, and I just waited, and then it was too late, and that's okay. No FOMO, guys. I'm not gonna have FOMO. I'm already in the profits. I'm just happy that our analysis continues to be correct, right? As long as you guys are winning, that means I'm winning. That means I'm doing my job. All right, that's what I'm here for. All right, but we can see that liquidity sweep reaction, right? Reaction right back up after grabbing that liquidity. Got these nice order blocks here on the 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute. Okay, if we start to see reaction back down off that 50% level of the fair value gap, I would start looking for shorts, but we'll see how this 5 minute closes. Looks like 5 minute wants to close as an order block, but if we leave this fair value gap right above, if we trade up into that fair value gap on the 5 minute, which we're not really leaving one, looks like we're trying to cover that whole spot. We'll see how this 5 minute close, if we turn this into an order block, we have that fair value gap, I'll start looking for shorts. Let's see here what we do. Let's see what we do here. So we have that little fair value gap just above on the 5, this 5 minute order block. We'll see here. I don't want to get caught in any kind of fake out. Just want to see that reaction down. All right, I just got an entry back in the shorts there. I just got an entry back in the shorts off this strong candle here. We'll see if we get that continuation. Entries at 18.25250, so pretty low here. I just wanted to see that continuation first. I'm going to keep my stop right above this high, about 40 ticks. Right above that high, about 40 ticks. Not going to risk very much. Another half a lot trade again. We didn't touch up into that 5 minute, so that's why I'm kind of, don't want to risk too much on this one. But we do have this 5 minute order block, so I would like to see that continuation down. Again, this is a little bit riskier of a trade here, guys. So if you don't want to take it, I understand. A lot of people still caught that short from before, right? Could wait for that, price to come back up into that. So we'll see. I'm liking that reaction we're getting right now. I'll probably try to catch this down to London low. If we see a crazy drop, maybe I'll try to catch it down to London low. I'm liking this reaction on the 1 minute. Now we just got to see that follow through. Yes, guys, I am in the shorts. There we go. Remember, first TP could be this low here, 65 ticks. You could take 40 ticks for a 1-to-1. We'll see if we get that continuation move. Right, so far we're not seeing any kind of continuation, any follow through just yet. But I want to see us try to pump or dump through this 5 minute order block. All right, turning this 1 minute into an order block as well. See that displacement of the lows, and then continue down to London lows is what I would be looking for. Again, like I said, it's a riskier trade. We're at the bottom, so if you want to stay out, right, you're already in the profit, you already caught that other short, you don't have to take this trade, right? You never have to take a trade. We'll see. We're just kind of sitting around break even right now. Like I said, I might, if we start to pump really aggressively, I'll just cut it before we even get to my stop. But we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I want to try to catch these shorts down to London lows. We'll see how aggressively, though. If we dump very aggressively, I think we will go down to London lows. There we go. Remember, first TP you could take already. We just hit 50 ticks. You could take that first TP already. So I want to keep giving this one a chance. I'm liking that aggressive drop. But we've already hit 50 ticks again, so if you want to take first TP, that's another win. Alright, if we drop again, I'll just move my stop to break even and then hold it down to London lows. Yeah, I'm just going to move my stop to break even at this point. Stops at break even. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. You could take full TP already if you want. That's another dub. That's 109 ticks so far. Let's see here. Alright, I'll probably take my full TP at London low. Or I'll keep holding it if we drop super aggressively through London low. I don't have a limit order set yet. I'm going to kind of, read it as we drop, because we could come down to Asia low as well. But again, my stop's at break even, risk-free trade either way. So we'll see what happens here. I want to see that 5-minute close with displacement right now. I want to see that if this 5-minute displaces this order block, we'll be chilling. And I think this one will go all the way to Asia low. I think this one will go all the way to Asia low if we displace this 5-minute order block. And possibly even lower. Of course, guys, this is a great way to end our week. Great way to end an amazing week. Asia is from, the kill zone for Asia is from 7 p.m. Eastern to midnight Eastern. Yeah, this price action has been amazing. I love it. Look at that 5-minute displacement here. We close below, right? Now I want to see us react off this 5-minute order block, take us all the way down to Asia low. Take us all the way down to Asia low, call it a day. Right, obviously take that profit. We already hit 108 ticks. What I'll probably do is scale out a little bit at London low. No, I'm just going to keep holding it. We'll see how we react. We'll see how we react off London low. If we just continue to dump, you know, I'll wait till we hit Asia low. Scale out fully. Look at that, guys. We just took out London low. We just took out London low. That could be a good full TP there. Could be a good full TP. We're almost to Asia low here. If we dump, yeah, I'll take out my full TP here. If we dump one more time, I'll just sell everything at Asia low. Yeah, I mean, that's another 140 ticks there, guys, so take that profit. Take that profit. I'm just waiting for that last little dump, and then I'll get out completely. Last little dump here, and I'll be done. But guys, yeah, you don't need to keep holding this. We already hit 140 ticks, so this has been a pretty nice day. Pretty nice day. Just another reason why we don't need to run a prop firm session. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, so what I'm going to do, right, so I'm in 2 contracts. So I'm just going to put one of my stops up here. Right, if I hit that, I'll take one position out, and then I'll just let the other one ride. You know, until if we keep dropping, I'll just continue to catch that drop. Right, because there's potential this one could keep dropping, even past London low. So, you know, I'll just put one of my stops up here. I'll keep my other one at break even. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But again, guys, 140 ticks. I mean, some people today we've caught, I don't even know how many ticks. We've caught a lot. We've caught a lot. All right, so just take that profit. Honestly, I'm just going to sell. I'll probably just sell one here. And just let that other one ride. We'll see. I haven't sold it yet. Haven't sold it yet. If we start to pump at all, I'll just get out of one of my contracts. So I'm still holding it, still holding it. Still holding it until if we start to pump, right, I'm just gonna get out. I just put my limit order for one right above this candle. Right, so if we come up above this candle, I'll be out of one. Right, which is still How many ticks? 95 ticks for a first TP. Pretty good. Pretty good. You took 3 minis on 50k count, so that means you probably caught some nice profit there, huh? Dang. Remember, like I said, I have one of my stop loss orders right above this candle that we just formed, that bearish candle. If we hit that, I'll be out of one. I'll leave one runner and just kind of see if it's going to keep dropping. We're really not trying to, we have not gone and hit my stop somehow. Somehow we've not gone and hit my stop right above this candle. Okay, so I'm out of one contract, just took TP. So I'll just leave one runner here. I'll move my stop a little bit into profit with one. All right, I'll probably move my stop above this high up here, 18,238.50. Well, let me look at our 5 minute first. Yeah, I mean, we see that rejection off of taking London low. Like I said, I expected that to happen. That's why I said to take profit. But we still have that Asia low liquidity that we'll target. We have this 5 minute order block we could still bounce off of. So all right, I'll move my stop just a little bit into profit. I'll move it up to like 18,245.25 or 18,244.75. Just give it one more chance. Remember, I know we got that rejection. Right, we could have taken full TP down here. I know a lot of you did, but this is one of those trades where if we continue to drop, I don't see a lot stopping us. Right? I don't see a lot stopping us. We could head all the way down to these lows. So I'm willing to just kind of let this one go. We'll see though. We'll see what happens here. I do expect us to at least take Asian low. I expect us to at least take Asia low here. Alright, I'll let you know if I just get out. So what I'll do is I'll move my stop now down to above that order block on the 1 minute. Let's see if we get continuation, I'll move my stop down. If not, I'm going to keep it where it was. Yeah, we keep reacting off that London low. Yeah, no prop firm session today. I updated the schedule, guys. We talked about it yesterday. We're not going to do prop firm sessions on Fridays anymore. It's just Friday afternoons are kind of some of the worst price action throughout the week, so I don't even want to trade it. And I think it's best on Fridays to just run this session. I mean, obviously today, great way to end the week. We don't need to keep trading. Right? There's no need to keep trading after this, in my opinion. Let's see. We'll see what happens here. Got my stop up here. Right, you guys do not need to do what I'm doing. Like I said, that full TP down here, I mean, we hit 140 ticks, guys. 146 ticks, so you don't need to keep holding this. I'm just feeling good. Willing to let it ride. Yeah, exactly. There's no need to keep trading after the session. No need to keep trading. I mean, just even after this week in general, guys. We have a lot of profits on the week. To me, there's no need to keep trading. Get an early start on your weekend. Right? Close those computers. I mean, if you still feel the need to trade after this, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you missed out on some trades. I'm not sure. Oh, we're going up for my stop here. We'll see. I got you. Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. If you didn't get to catch any trades this morning, you still want to trade. That's fine. Okay, we're touching back into this 5 minute order block. I want to see a rejection off of that. Again, we swept London low. like you said, we're bouncing off midnight open, so we might see us come all the way back up. We might see us come all the way back up. We will see. We will see. I'm still giving myself a little bit of room just in case. But we're getting closer to my stop loss now. Remember, I did sell one down here. I sold one down here. Left one runner. So I still took my profit, guys. I still took my profit. It's not like I'm just letting my full position get stopped out. But either way, it's still in profit. Let's see if we go target my stop loss, or if we can if we can get a drop off this 5-minute order block. Obviously right now we look like we're trying to continue up after sweeping London low. Will probably stop me out right here. Alright, so I'm completely done. I am done. Another great trade there. In general, 400 or 146 ticks at the bottom there. Yeah, I mean that was 3. So I took 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win. I know some people didn't catch any loss, but great session overall, guys. We caught the longs and then we caught the shorts. Caught the longs, caught the shorts. I mean, yeah, pretty awesome, guys. Yeah, so after that, I think we can call it a day. I don't feel any need to keep trading. We took our profit. I'm gonna go, get some work done and then enjoy my weekend. Right? Go focus on that mental health. Go focus on that physical health. Take care of yourself. The trading week is over. He will be joining probably at the end of this month. Yeah, but again, guys, remember to take care of yourself mentally. Take care of yourself physically. Trading can be a very high stress thing. Right? When we don't take care of ourselves, it can get a lot worse, right? So I'm gonna get some work done here, and then I'm gonna call it a day, and just go enjoy my time, right? We get 2 days a week where we can just relax, and we don't have to focus on trading, if we don't want to, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Go relax a little bit, and then we will come back on Monday and get back after it. Awesome, Jesse. Glad to hear that. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining up today. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday. You'll probably hear an announcement from me here and there throughout the weekend with any updates or anything. And then we'll see each other on Monday. And, another great week ahead of us. All right, God bless everybody. Stay safe this weekend. Enjoy it. And I will see you Monday. Peace.